In relationships, there are certain qualities that make a lasting impact, traits that go beyond surface-level attraction and create deeper connections. As I've explored these qualities within myself, I've come to appreciate how each one contributes not only to my personal growth, but also to the strength and authenticity of my relationships. From confidence and resilience to emotional intelligence and passion, each trait shapes how I show up for my partner and allows us to build a foundation rooted in respect, trust, and inspiration. Here, I dive into 15 essential traits that I strive to embody, each bringing its own unique value and depth to the connections I form. 1. Independence. I've come to realize that independence is one of the most essential qualities I can develop, not just in my relationships, but in every part of my life. Being independent means having a life that's fulfilling and balanced, where I pursue my own passions, set my own goals, and don't make someone else the center of my existence. When I embrace independence, I'm creating a dynamic in my relationship that naturally attracts the kind of person who values strength and self-sufficiency, qualities that I want in both myself and my partner. Independence, to me, is about cultivating a life that stands on its own, where my happiness doesn't solely depend on any one person. I focus on maintaining my friendships, pursuing my hobbies, and making sure that my goals are always moving forward. For instance, I stay committed to my personal growth, which could mean learning a new skill, taking up a challenging project at work, or even taking time off to relax and reflect. When I give myself this space to evolve and improve, it not only makes me a better person, but also a more appealing partner. After all, being someone who's driven and engaged with life is attractive in its own right. Being independent doesn't mean I'm closed off or unwilling to make someone a priority. Instead, it's a way of ensuring that I don't lose myself in a relationship. I've seen too many people, and I've even done it myself, become so wrapped up in their partner that they forget who they are outside of that connection. I want to stay grounded in who I am, with a clear sense of my own worth and values. That way, I'm entering a relationship as a whole person, not someone seeking fulfillment from someone else. In practical terms, independence means that I make time for my interests, even when I'm dating someone. If I have a weekly meet-up with friends or a solo project that I'm working on, I make sure those remain priorities. This doesn't mean that I neglect my partner or refuse to make compromises. It simply means that I don't abandon what's important to me. I believe that keeping my life in balance is one of the best ways to ensure that I'm also bringing the best version of myself into my relationships. Independence also brings a level of mystery to the relationship. When I have my own goals and responsibilities, it adds depth and intrigue. I'm not always available or ready to drop everything because I have a full life. This isn't about playing hard to get, but about being genuinely engaged with my world, which in turn keeps the relationship interesting. I think there's something captivating about a person who has a rich, varied life. It's something I admire in others too. When I reflect on independence, I see it as a form of respect for both myself and my partner. By maintaining a strong sense of self, I'm able to offer them a genuine connection, not one driven by neediness or dependency. I want to be with someone who respects my autonomy, who understands that my independence is part of what makes me, me. In the end, my goal is to find a relationship where we support each other's journeys, both individually and together, knowing that our connection is made stronger by our unique, independent lives. 2. Ambition. Ambition is something I believe every person should nurture in their lives. For me, ambition means having a clear sense of purpose and direction, a constant drive to improve, grow, and achieve. I don't see ambition as just the pursuit of career success or financial gain. To me, it's about consistently striving for something more, something that makes me feel fulfilled and allows me to contribute meaningfully to the world around me. When I'm ambitious, I'm setting a high standard for myself, and that energy naturally spills over into every area of my life, including relationships. Having ambition keeps me engaged and motivated. It gives me goals to work towards, and that brings a sense of excitement and determination into my day-to-day life. I'm someone who always wants to challenge myself, whether it's through setting new professional milestones, improving my health and fitness, or dedicating myself to personal projects that I'm passionate about. This kind of drive makes me feel alive and keeps me moving forward, regardless of where I am in life. When I'm actively pursuing my goals, I feel more connected to my purpose, and that gives me an underlying sense of satisfaction and confidence. Ambition also adds a dimension of respect and admiration to my relationships. I find that when I'm driven, I attract people who are similarly goal-oriented and passionate. Being around other ambitious people is inspiring. It creates a shared energy and motivation that lifts us all up. I've noticed that when I express my aspirations and work toward them, it encourages the people around me to pursue their own dreams too. Ambition is contagious, and I want to be with someone who understands and appreciates the value of having big dreams. To me, ambition doesn't mean I'm always hustling or grinding non-stop. It's not about sacrificing everything for the sake of achievement. Instead, it's about knowing that I want more from life and making intentional choices that align with my goals. Whether that's working on a personal project, learning a new skill, or pushing my limits physically, my ambition shows up in ways that improve me as a person. I think the best kind of ambition is balanced. It's driven yet mindful, constantly striving, but never losing sight of what really matters, including my relationships and personal well-being. Having ambition can also make relationships more exciting. I don't want to be in a relationship where we're both content to just coast along. I want a partnership where we're both pushing each other to become the best versions of ourselves, where we're constantly evolving, both together and as individuals. For me, a relationship should be an adventure, a journey that includes personal growth and new experiences. Being ambitious means I'm always open to learning, open to change, and open to new possibilities, which keeps the relationship dynamic and full of life. Ambition, for me, is also about resilience. It means not giving up when things get tough and having the mental strength to push through setbacks. I want a partner who can see that drive in me and who can appreciate my determination to keep going, no matter the obstacles. When I'm ambitious, I'm not afraid to take risks, and I'm not easily discouraged. I find that this quality inspires confidence, both in myself and in those around me, including my partner. It shows that I'm committed to my own growth, and that I'll work hard to overcome challenges in all aspects of life. Ultimately, ambition is a trait that makes me feel deeply fulfilled. It's about setting high standards, dreaming big, and knowing that I have the power to shape my own future. When I focus on my ambitions, I'm taking charge of my life, and that sense of agency brings me a lot of joy. I believe that when I'm living my life with ambition, I'm offering my partner someone who's fully alive, engaged, and passionate about creating a better future. And that, in my experience, is something that's incredibly attractive and enriching in a relationship. 3. Adaptability. Adaptability is a quality I'm constantly working to improve because life is full of changes and unexpected turns. For me, being adaptable means having the mental flexibility to handle whatever life throws my way and the resilience to move forward, regardless of the circumstances. I see adaptability as one of the most empowering traits a person can have. It's what allows me to face challenges without losing my sense of direction. In relationships, adaptability is crucial. It helps me handle disagreements, navigate life changes, and keep the connection strong, even when things aren't going exactly as planned. In my experience, relationships are never static. They evolve as we grow, and they require adjustment and compromise. I've learned that being adaptable is about more than just going with the flow. It's about actively embracing change and being open to new perspectives. Whether it's learning to communicate better, adjusting to a new routine, or finding ways to support my partner through their own changes, I believe adaptability allows me to be more responsive and understanding. When I'm adaptable, I'm able to meet my partner where they are, rather than getting frustrated if things don't go according to my initial expectations. Adaptability also means not being too attached to any one way of doing things. In my life, I try to stay open-minded and curious, always looking for ways to improve or explore new possibilities. I don't want to be the kind of person who gets stuck in old habits or routines simply because they're comfortable. Change, while often uncomfortable, pushes me to grow and brings new energy into my life and relationships. I find that when I embrace change, it makes me more interesting and engaged as I'm constantly learning and adapting. This trait has helped me stay grounded during life's challenges. Whether it's a career change, a move, or a personal setback, adaptability allows me to see obstacles as opportunities to learn and grow. It gives me the resilience to handle tough situations without falling apart. When I'm adaptable, I'm not easily discouraged. Instead, I'm ready to find solutions and adjust my approach to meet the demands of the moment. This is a quality I hope to bring into my relationships, as it helps create a more harmonious, understanding environment. Adaptability also fosters better communication. I've noticed that being willing to listen, consider other perspectives, and shift my approach makes it easier to resolve conflicts. Instead of getting defensive or rigid when there's a disagreement, I try to remain open and responsive, allowing for a dialogue that respects both of our viewpoints. I think that when I'm adaptable, I show my partner that I value our relationship enough to work through challenges together. It demonstrates that I'm committed to growing and evolving, not just as an individual, but also as a partner. For me, adaptability also means balance in my own goals and needs with those of my partner. It's about finding a middle ground that respects both of our ambitions, desires, and dreams. I want to be with someone who appreciates flexibility and understands that life will bring changes, some of which we can't foresee. By being adaptable, I'm preparing myself and my relationship for the inevitable ups and downs that life brings. I don't want to be someone who gets thrown off course by every little disruption. I want to be someone who can stay steady and supportive no matter what. Ultimately, adaptability is a trait that helps me build resilience and deepen my connections. It keeps me grounded, yet open to the new and unexpected. In relationships, I believe it's one of the most important qualities because it allows both partners to grow together rather than feeling constrained by rigid expectations. When I'm adaptable, I'm better able to enjoy the journey, handle changes gracefully, and approach life with a positive, open attitude. This is the kind of energy I want to bring into my relationships, a sense of flexibility, resilience, and optimism that enriches both my life and the lives of those around me. 4. Sense of humor. A sense of humor is one of the most powerful tools I have, both in life and in relationships. To me, humor isn't just about making people laugh. It's about seeing life through a light-hearted lens, especially when things get tough. Having a good sense of humor allows me to stay resilient in difficult times, connect more easily with others, and add a sense of fun and joy to my relationships. When I can laugh at myself, at the small annoyances, or even at life's curveballs, it helps me handle challenges with a clear mind and a lighter heart. For me, humor has been a source of connection with others. I find that laughter breaks down walls and helps people feel at ease, whether in casual settings or deep conversations. When I'm able to share a laugh with someone, it's like creating a moment that says, "I get you, and I'm right here with you." In relationships, humor is especially valuable. It helps me create a bond with my partner that's not just based on attraction or shared goals, but on genuine enjoyment of each other's company. Being able to laugh together, even at the little quirks we each bring, fosters a sense of camaraderie and understanding. I believe that a strong sense of humor is a sign of emotional resilience. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes things don't go the way we want. When I can laugh at these moments rather than letting them stress me out, it shows that I'm able to roll with the punches and keep a positive outlook. Humor helps me stay grounded, even when things feel uncertain or challenging. In relationships, this resilience allows me to support my partner in tough times without letting negativity take over. By keeping things light-hearted, I'm able to lift the mood and remind both of us that we can handle whatever comes our way. One of the biggest advantages of humor in a relationship is that it diffuses tension. Conflicts are inevitable, but humor can make it easier to navigate disagreements without letting them escalate. When I can inject a bit of humor into a tense moment without dismissing or invalidating my partner's feelings, it can help us both take a step back and see the situation from a less serious perspective. Humor allows me to address issues calmly and creates a sense of safety where neither of us feels judged or criticized. It reminds us that ultimately, we're on the same team. A sense of humor also means that I'm not afraid to laugh at myself. Self-deprecating humor shows that I don't take myself too seriously, and it keeps me humble. When I can poke fun at my own quirks and mistakes, it signals that I'm comfortable in my own skin. I think this level of self-assurance is attractive because it shows confidence without arrogance. In a relationship, it tells my partner that I'm okay with my imperfections, and I'm not striving for an unattainable image of perfection. This honesty and comfort in my own skin helps create an environment where we can both be ourselves, flaws and all. At its core, a sense of humor is about finding joy in life. It's a reminder that not everything needs to be taken seriously, and that sometimes the best way to deal with a problem is to just laugh it off. This doesn't mean I ignore challenges or avoid important conversations. Instead, it means I approach life with an open heart, ready to find the silver lining, even when things seem bleak. I've found that when I share this perspective, it helps my partner feel more optimistic, too. It's like creating a shared mindset where we can both lean on humor to get through life's ups and downs together. In the end, humor adds depth to my relationships. It allows us to share lighter moments, relieve stress, and create memories filled with laughter. I want to be someone who can bring joy to the lives of others, who can see the funny side even in tough times, and who encourages my partner to do the same. Humor is one of the best ways to build a strong, lasting connection, and it's a quality I'm always proud to cultivate. By keeping a light-hearted outlook, I'm not just making life more enjoyable, I'm building a relationship that's rich with joy, resilience, and genuine connection. 5. Bad boy traits. The concept of bad boy traits might sound a bit cliché, but I've come to understand it as a mix of confidence, independence, and a sense of mystery. I don't think of it as being rebellious or disrespectful. Rather, it's about embodying qualities that make me intriguing, emotionally self-reliant, and a bit unpredictable. To me, the essence of these traits is about not conforming entirely to expectations and maintaining a life that's genuinely my own, even when I'm in a relationship. One of the key components of what's often referred to as bad boy traits is the ability to keep a sense of mystery. I found that being a bit reserved about my life adds a natural sense of intrigue. I don't feel the need to overshare everything about myself right away, and I value having aspects of my life that are just for me. It's not about hiding things. It's about letting my partner gradually discover who I am over time. By keeping some things to myself, I create a dynamic where there's always something new to learn about each other, which keeps the relationship fresh and engaging. Another part of this approach is maintaining emotional independence. I don't rely on a partner for my happiness or self-worth. I take responsibility for my own emotional state. When I'm in control of my emotions and not dependent on constant validation, I'm able to be a more stable and reliable partner. I believe that emotional independence allows me to be fully present in the relationship without feeling pressured to constantly seek approval. This confidence in who I am and in my own self-worth is magnetic because it signals that I'm a grounded, self-sufficient person. In my experience, this kind of emotional resilience is deeply attractive, as it provides a foundation of strength and stability. The bad boy persona also includes a sense of unpredictability, which I interpret as simply being open to new experiences and willing to keep things exciting. I don't want to fall into routines that make life feel stale, whether that's in my relationship or my personal life. Instead, I embrace spontaneity and enjoy mixing things up. This might mean planning a surprise date, trying out new activities, or even just being a little playful and adventurous in our interactions. By keeping things unpredictable in a fun and respectful way, I'm creating moments of excitement and curiosity that deepen our bond. An often misunderstood aspect of these traits is the ability to say no and set boundaries. I don't believe in being overly accommodating just to please someone else. I stay true to my values and preferences. This doesn't mean I'm inflexible or unwilling to compromise. It just means that I'm clear on what I want and don't feel the need to change myself to gain approval. Having clear boundaries shows that I respect myself and have a strong sense of identity. When I stand firm in my choices, I find that it creates mutual respect and a balanced relationship dynamic. I've also learned the importance of not always being readily available. In today's world of constant messaging and instant communication, it's easy to feel like we should be on call at all times. But I believe there's value in letting my partner miss me and having time apart to recharge and focus on my own life. I pursue my own interests and passions, which adds depth to who I am and gives me things to bring back to the relationship. Having a life outside of the relationship allows me to maintain my individuality and ensures that when we're together, it's more meaningful. Finally, I embrace a sense of self-assurance. that comes from not needing to explain or justify myself constantly. I don't feel compelled to seek approval for every decision or action. Instead, I act based on what feels right for me, within the boundaries of respect and consideration for my partner. This self-confidence, combined with independence and a hint of mystery, creates a dynamic that makes relationships feel exciting yet stable. In essence, bad boy traits to me aren't about being reckless or insensitive. They're about maintaining self-respect, embracing independence, and allowing for a bit of mystery and spontaneity. These qualities help me build a relationship that's grounded, exciting, and fulfilling. I've come to see these traits as a way of bringing strength and depth into my connections, creating a balance where both my partner and I feel engaged, respected, and continually drawn to each other. 6. Self-respect. Self-respect is one of the most foundational qualities I strive to cultivate in my life and relationships. It means valuing myself, my principles, and my boundaries, and never compromising who I am to gain approval or affection. Self-respect helps me maintain a strong sense of identity, and it keeps me grounded, allowing me to approach relationships from a place of confidence and integrity. When I have self-respect, I'm able to engage with others in a way that feels honest and authentic, because I'm not trying to mold myself to fit someone else's expectations. For me, self-respect begins with setting clear boundaries. I've learned that if I don't respect my own limits, it's difficult to expect others to do so. In relationships, this means being clear about my needs and values, and not being afraid to communicate them. I'm not here to be a people pleaser. I'm here to build meaningful connections that respect both myself and the other person. When I have boundaries, I protect my well-being and ensure that I'm only giving what I can truly offer without resentment. By holding to my boundaries, I'm also sending a message that I value myself enough not to settle for less than I deserve. Self-respect also involves a sense of self-worth. I don't seek validation from external sources or rely on someone else to make me feel valued. My self-worth comes from within, built on my achievements, my character, and my values. I remind myself that I am enough as I am, and I strive to build on that foundation daily. This internal sense of value allows me to stand tall, even in the face of rejection or disappointment, because I know that my worth isn't tied to someone else's opinion. When I approach relationships with this self-assurance, I find that it creates a balanced dynamic, where I'm not overly reliant on my partner for validation or happiness. Having self-respect means being able to say no when something doesn't align with my values or goals. I no longer feel guilty about setting limits, whether it's with friends, family, or a romantic partner. Saying no is a way of honoring myself and recognizing that my time, energy, and values are important. I've found that when I stand firm in my decisions, it attracts people who genuinely respect and value me. By respecting myself enough to decline things that don't serve me, I create space for what truly aligns with who I am. Self-respect is also about taking care of my physical, emotional, and mental well-being. This means making time for things that nurture me, whether it's exercise, pursuing hobbies, or investing in personal growth. I've noticed that when I prioritize self-care, I show up better in my relationships. I have more energy, patience, and understanding to give, and I'm less likely to fall into cycles of resentment or burnout. Respecting myself means putting my needs first, not out of selfishness, but because I know that by taking care of myself, I'm able to offer a healthier, more balanced presence to those around me. In relationships, self-respect is key to maintaining equality and mutual respect. I'm not willing to tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or any behavior that undermines my dignity. I approach relationships with kindness and respect, but I expect the same in return. When I respect myself, I naturally attract people who see and appreciate my value, and I'm able to recognize when someone doesn't treat me as I deserve. Self-respect empowers me to walk away from unhealthy situations without fear, knowing that my happiness and well-being come first. Ultimately, self-respect gives me the freedom to be true to myself. I don't feel the need to change or hide who I am to gain acceptance. I want a partner who values me for my authentic self, not for some idealized version of me. With self-respect, I bring honesty, confidence, and a deep sense of personal integrity into my relationships. This quality creates a foundation of trust and stability because I'm consistent, genuine, and unafraid to stand up for what I believe in. In essence, self-respect is the cornerstone of how I approach both my life and my relationships. It empowers me to live authentically, love deeply, and build connections that are grounded in mutual respect. When I hold myself in high regard, I'm able to give and receive love in a way that's healthy, balanced, and truly fulfilling. Self-respect keeps me centered and reminds me that I'm worthy of the best life and relationships have to offer. 7. Confidence. Confidence for me is about having a steady inner belief in who I am and what I bring to the table. It's not about being the loudest person in the room or seeking attention. Rather, it's a quiet assurance that comes from knowing my own worth and capabilities. Confidence is deeply attractive because it signals to others that I'm comfortable in my own skin, that I don't need constant validation, and that I'm fully capable of handling whatever life throws my way. In relationships, this confidence allows me to bring my authentic self forward without fear of judgment or rejection. Building confidence starts with self-acceptance. I've come to understand that being confident doesn't mean I'm perfect. It means I'm comfortable with my imperfections and strengths alike. I don't try to hide my flaws or pretend to be someone I'm not. I know who I am, and I accept myself as I am, both the good and the not so good. This self-acceptance forms the foundation of my confidence. When I'm secure in who I am, I'm not easily shaken by external opinions or setbacks. I approach relationships with this same level of acceptance, knowing that I'm bringing something unique and valuable to the table, just as I am. Confidence also means having a clear sense of purpose. I find that when I have goals, passions, and a direction in life, it gives me a sense of purpose that fuels my confidence. Knowing what I'm working toward and making consistent progress keeps me grounded and motivated. In relationships, this purpose-driven confidence is attractive because it shows that I have my own life, ambitions, and interests. I'm not waiting for someone else to complete me. I'm already on my path, and I want a partner who's on theirs too. I believe that two people who are both confident and purpose-driven create a stronger, more resilient partnership. In my experience, true confidence also means not being overly concerned with seeking approval. I don't need to rely on external validation to feel good about myself. This doesn't mean I'm closed off to feedback or unwilling to grow. It just means that my self-worth isn't dependent on what others think of me. I set my own standards and work hard to meet them, finding pride in my accomplishments, even when they're small. When I can be proud of myself without needing others to tell me I'm worthy, I can approach relationships from a place of wholeness rather than neediness. Confidence allows me to be assertive in expressing my needs and desires, I don't shy away from communicating what I want or standing up for myself. In relationships, this assertiveness creates clarity and prevents misunderstandings. I'm not afraid to be direct or honest, and I find that this honesty is refreshing for both myself and my partner. Being confident doesn't mean I'm rigid or inflexible. It simply means I know what I value, and am willing to communicate that openly. This kind of honesty fosters trust, as it shows that I'm transparent about who I am and what I want. Another important aspect of confidence is resilience. When I face rejection, failure, or disappointment, I don't let it crush my self-esteem. Instead, I see these challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. Confidence helps me stay grounded, even when things don't go as planned, because I know that my worth isn't defined by any single outcome. In relationships, this resilience allows me to approach challenges calmly and work through them without getting discouraged. I'm not afraid to put in the effort to make things work, but I also know when to walk away if something isn't serving my well-being. This balance of commitment and strength is key to building a healthy relationship. Finally, confidence makes me more approachable and open to connecting with others. When I'm confident, I'm not consumed by insecurities or self-doubt, so I'm able to focus on my partner and engage with them fully. I'm able to be present, listen actively, and share meaningful experiences without holding back. This level of openness and self-assurance creates a warm, inviting energy that naturally draws people in. Confidence allows me to be fully myself, creating a space where both my partner and I can be authentic and vulnerable together. In the end, confidence is about embracing my identity, living with purpose, and facing life with resilience and openness. It's a quality that empowers me to build relationships based on mutual respect, honesty, and genuine connection. Confidence allows me to show up as the best version of myself, ready to give and receive love in a way that's fulfilling and balanced. When I approach life and relationships with this deep inner confidence, I am not only enriching my own experience, but also creating a solid foundation for a healthy, lasting connection with others. 8. Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, for me, is about understanding and managing my own emotions, while also being attuned to the feelings and needs of others. In relationships, I've found that emotional intelligence is invaluable. It allows me to connect on a deeper level, handle conflicts with empathy, and build trust through genuine understanding. Being emotionally intelligent means I'm not just focused on what I'm feeling, but I'm also open to and respectful of my partner's emotional landscape. This quality has been key to creating relationships that feel safe, supportive, and deeply connected. The first part of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. I try to stay in tune with my own emotions and understand the reasons behind them. This doesn't mean I'm immune to feeling angry, sad, or frustrated. It means I can recognize these emotions without letting them control my actions. For example, if I feel myself getting upset, I pause to understand why, rather than reacting impulsively. This awareness helps me approach situations with a clear mind and a calm demeanor, which is essential in relationships. When I'm aware of my own emotions, I can communicate them more effectively and avoid unnecessary misunderstandings. Another crucial aspect of emotional intelligence is empathy. Empathy allows me to put myself in my partner's shoes, to truly understand what they might be feeling. I believe that being able to empathize creates a strong sense of connection and shows my partner that I genuinely care about their experiences. It's not just about saying the right words. It's about listening deeply, paying attention to nonverbal cues, and responding with compassion. When I show empathy, I'm telling my partner that their feelings are valid and that I'm here to support them, no matter what. Emotional intelligence also helps me communicate more effectively. I know that effective communication isn't just about expressing my own thoughts, but also about listening actively and giving my partner space to share their perspective. I strive to be a good listener, to be patient, and to make sure my partner feels heard. This means not interrupting, not jumping to conclusions, and not immediately trying to fix things. Often, people don't want solutions, they just want someone to understand them. By focusing on understanding rather than solving, I'm able to build a deeper emotional connection with my partner. One of the biggest benefits of emotional intelligence is that it helps me handle conflicts constructively. Instead of letting emotions spiral out of control, I try to approach disagreements calmly and respectfully. When emotions are running high, I've learned to take a step back, breathe, and refocus. This doesn't mean avoiding difficult conversations. It means approaching them with a level-headed perspective. I aim to address the issue at hand without letting emotions escalate. By staying composed, I'm able to keep the focus on finding solutions rather than fueling the conflict, which is crucial for building a lasting, respectful relationship. Self-regulation is another component of emotional intelligence. It's about controlling impulsive reactions and staying calm under pressure. When I'm able to manage my emotions, I'm less likely to say or do things I'll regret later. This discipline shows my partner that I'm someone who can be counted on to remain stable, even during challenging times. Self-regulation creates a sense of security in the relationship, as it shows that I'm responsible for my own emotional responses. I'm able to offer a calm presence, which can help de-escalate situations and bring clarity when things feel chaotic. Another part of emotional intelligence is being open to feedback. I know I'm not perfect, and I'm open to learning from my mistakes. When my partner offers feedback, I try to take it constructively without getting defensive. This openness to feedback is important because it shows that I'm willing to grow and improve, both for myself and for the relationship. Emotional intelligence means I'm not afraid to acknowledge my flaws and work on them, creating a more positive, growth-oriented dynamic with my partner. Ultimately, emotional intelligence is about building a relationship where both partners feel valued, understood, and supported. It's about creating an environment where vulnerability is welcome, where emotions can be shared openly without fear of judgment. By practicing emotional intelligence, I aim to bring empathy, patience, and understanding into my relationships. I believe that when I approach relationships with this level of emotional maturity, I'm able to create a strong foundation built on mutual respect and trust. Emotional intelligence allows me to show up as a partner who is compassionate, communicative, and committed to growing together. It's a skill I continuously work on, knowing that it not only improves my relationships, but also enhances my ability to connect meaningfully with the world around me. Through emotional intelligence, I'm able to build relationships that are resilient, loving, and deeply fulfilling. 9. Steadfastness. Steadfastness to me is about being reliable, consistent, and true to my word. It's the commitment to following through on my promises and being there when I say I will be. In relationships, steadfastness is a quality that builds trust, as it reassures my partner that I'm someone they can count on. When I'm steadfast, I'm creating a sense of stability that allows my partner to feel secure and valued, which I believe is essential for a strong, lasting connection. At its core, Steadfastness is about showing up, even when it's inconvenient or difficult. Life can throw a lot of unexpected challenges our way, and it's easy to give up or pull back when things get tough. But I believe that true commitment means being there during those hard times. If I've made a commitment to someone, I'm prepared to stand by it, not just when things are smooth, but also when they're challenging. Whether it's keeping my word on a small promise or supporting my partner through a tough period, I want to be someone who can be relied upon no matter what. Steadfastness also means being dependable in the everyday aspects of a relationship. If I say I'm going to do something, I make sure to follow through, whether that's calling when I said I would, being on time for plans, or lending a hand when my partner needs support. These may seem like small acts, but they add up to create a foundation of trust. By consistently showing up and being dependable, I'm proving that my partner can rely on me, which fosters a deep sense of security and respect in the relationship. Another part of being steadfast is having patience. Relationships go through different phases, and there are times when things may not be perfect. During these times, I've learned that it's important to be patient and understanding rather than giving up or getting frustrated. This patience allows me to see beyond temporary difficulties and focus on the bigger picture. I want to build a relationship that's resilient, one that can withstand challenges and continue to grow stronger. My commitment to patience and understanding helps me to stay steady, even when things aren't easy. Steadfastness also involves being true to my values. I'm committed to living with integrity and aligning my actions with my beliefs. This means that I'm not easily swayed by outside influences or temporary desires. Instead, I act according to what I know is right and what aligns with my long-term goals. In relationships, this integrity allows me to be a stable presence, someone who isn't constantly changing based on external circumstances. I believe that staying true to my values shows my partner that I have a clear sense of who I am, which adds to the stability and predictability they feel in our relationship. Being steadfast doesn't mean being rigid. It means being reliable without being inflexible. I believe in the importance of compromise and adapting when necessary, but I do so without losing sight of the promises I've made. Flexibility allows me to adjust as life changes, but my commitment to my partner and my values remains constant. I want my partner to feel that they can rely on me, no matter what changes life brings. This blend of consistency and adaptability is what makes steadfastness such a valuable quality. In relationships, steadfastness creates a safe space where my partner can be vulnerable without fear of judgment or abandonment. They know that I'm here to stay, even when things aren't perfect. This assurance allows us both to open up more fully and build a deeper, more authentic connection. I think one of the most powerful aspects of steadfastness is the trust it builds. When my partner knows that I'm committed to them, it allows us to focus on growth and building a shared future, rather than constantly questioning each other's commitment. Ultimately, being steadfast is about being a source of stability, strength, and support. I aim to be the kind of partner who's there through thick and thin, who follows through on commitments, and who offers a reliable foundation for the relationship. This quality brings a sense of peace and trust, allowing us both to feel secure in the knowledge that we have each other's backs, no matter what. Steadfastness is something I hold close to my heart, and I believe it's one of the most meaningful ways to show love and respect in a relationship. It reminds me that actions speak louder than words, And that true commitment isn't just about saying I'll be there. It's about proving it day after day through my actions and consistency. This quality helps me create relationships that are rooted in trust, loyalty, and a shared vision for the future, which are the true foundations of lasting love. 10. Masculinity. Masculinity, to me, is about embodying strength, resilience, and emotional stability. It's not about being aggressive or domineering. Rather, it's about having the confidence and calmness to handle life's challenges and protect and support those I care about. In relationships, I see masculinity as a way of creating a safe, supportive space where my partner feels secure and respected. True masculinity involves leading with strength and compassion, balancing assertiveness with empathy, and demonstrating reliability and integrity. One of the core elements of masculinity, as I see it, is emotional stability. Life can be unpredictable, and relationships naturally go through ups and downs. I believe it's important to remain calm and centered, especially during times of stress or conflict. This doesn't mean suppressing my emotions. Rather, it means managing them in a healthy way and not letting temporary frustrations affect how I treat my partner. When I'm able to stay composed, I provide a grounding influence that can help us both navigate challenges more smoothly. My goal is to be a stable presence that my partner can rely on, even during turbulent times. Masculinity also involves a sense of purpose. I believe that being purpose-driven not only keeps me focused, but also helps me grow into a more grounded and resilient person. Whether it's in my career, personal development, or relationships, having a clear sense of purpose allows me to make intentional choices and set meaningful goals. In relationships, this sense of purpose adds a layer of depth and direction. I'm not just drifting or reacting to life. I'm actively building a future, which makes me a more dependable partner. This clarity and focus are qualities that I think contribute to a sense of masculinity. Another important aspect of masculinity is the ability to protect and provide, not just financially, but emotionally and physically as well. To me, being protective means creating a safe and supportive environment where my partner feels valued and secure. It's about being attentive to their needs and offering reassurance when they feel vulnerable. I want my partner to feel that I'm there to support them, whether that's by listening during difficult times, providing comfort, or stepping up when challenges arise. This protective nature is rooted in care and respect, and I see it as an essential part of being a reliable, supportive partner. Strength is also a big part of my concept of masculinity, but it's not just physical strength. It's mental and emotional resilience. I want to be the kind of person who can face adversity with courage and persistence. Strength for me means having the determination to overcome setbacks and the resilience to keep moving forward, even when things get tough. In a relationship, this strength allows me to support my partner without being overwhelmed by obstacles. I believe that my ability to remain steady during challenging times helps create a relationship that feels secure and enduring. Masculinity, in my view, also involves taking the lead when necessary. Leadership isn't about control or dominance. It's about making decisions with confidence and taking responsibility for the outcome. In a relationship, I aim to be someone who can step up, offer direction, and make thoughtful choices that benefit us both. This doesn't mean that I disregard my partner's opinions. Rather, it means that I'm prepared to make decisions and guide us when needed, always with respect and consideration. I see this kind of leadership as a way to build trust and offer reassurance, showing my partner that they can rely on me. However, true masculinity is also balanced with vulnerability. I believe that being strong doesn't mean hiding my emotions or pretending that I have it all together all the time. Being able to open up and show my true self, including my fears and insecurities, is an essential part of my masculinity. It takes courage to be vulnerable, to share what's on my mind, and to ask for support when I need it. I've found that this openness not only strengthens my relationships, but also deepens the level of intimacy and trust between us. In essence, masculinity is about being a strong, supportive, and steady presence in my partner's life. It's about having the courage to face challenges, the determination to pursue my goals, and the empathy to be a compassionate and understanding partner. I aim to bring a balanced form of masculinity into my relationships, one that combines resilience with empathy, confidence with humility, and strength with openness. By embodying these qualities, I believe I can offer my partner a relationship that feels both grounded and dynamic, one where they can feel safe, valued, and deeply connected. Ultimately, masculinity is about being the best version of myself, embracing both my strengths and vulnerabilities. It's about honoring my own values and offering a stable, loving presence to my partner. When I lead with true masculinity, I'm not just enhancing my own life. I'm creating a relationship that's built on respect, security, and lasting commitment. This approach to masculinity helps me build connections that are meaningful, fulfilling, and truly enriching for both my partner and me. 11. Scarcity of attention. The concept of scarcity of attention is about valuing my time and focus and not giving it away too easily or without purpose. It's not about playing games or being dismissive. Instead, it's about recognizing that my attention is valuable and offering it intentionally. In a world where people are constantly connected and often overwhelmed by attention from all directions, creating a sense of scarcity around my attention can actually make it more meaningful and impactful. By being selective with my time and energy, I foster a sense of appreciation and mutual respect in my relationships. One of the main reasons I practice this is to stay mindful of where my energy goes. If I'm always available, always reaching out, and constantly seeking someone's attention, it can create an imbalance. It may even lead to a sense of complacency, where my presence is taken for granted. When I limit the attention I give, I encourage a dynamic where both my partner and I truly value and make the most of the time we spend together. It's about creating quality over quantity, ensuring that the moments we share are meaningful, focused, and fully engaged. Having a scarcity mindset around attention also means that I don't rely on constant communication to feel connected. I'm comfortable with a degree of distance, knowing that it doesn't diminish the relationship, but instead strengthens it. This allows both my partner and me to maintain a sense of independence and individuality. We don't need to be in constant contact to feel secure. Rather, we trust the bond we've built. When we do come together, it feels fresh and renewed, because we've each had time to focus on our own lives, passions, and goals. This approach also helps me avoid the pitfalls of neediness or insecurity. When I value my attention, I'm less likely to fall into the trap of overextending myself just to feel validated. I don't want to be the kind of person who constantly needs to seek reassurance from others, or who feels the urge to fill every moment with interaction. Instead, I aim to feel secure in my own worth and in the relationship itself. This self-assuredness allows me to give my partner the space to miss me, which in turn often leads to a stronger, more passionate connection. By creating a sense of scarcity, I'm signaling that my attention is something to be valued. When I'm fully present and focused on my partner, it's genuine and intentional, not a default state driven by habit or boredom. I've found that when I approach relationships this way, my partner is often more engaged and reciprocates the same level of attention and respect. It's about nurturing a dynamic where we both actively seek and appreciate each other's time, making every moment together count. Scarcity of attention also allows me to focus on personal growth and my own interests. I believe that a healthy relationship is one where both partners are pursuing their individual paths alongside each other. When I dedicate time to my passions, friendships, and self-care, I bring a more enriched version of myself to the relationship. This balance of personal space and shared experiences is key to keeping the relationship exciting and preventing it from feeling stagnant or overly dependent. Additionally, being mindful of my attention means that I'm not constantly seeking external validation. I'm comfortable spending time on my own and don't feel the need to be perpetually connected to feel valued. This independence is attractive because it shows that I'm not relying on my partner for constant reassurance or attention. Instead, I bring a sense of wholeness to the relationship, which fosters a healthy balance where we both appreciate each other's presence without feeling suffocated or drained. Ultimately, the scarcity of attention is about fostering a deeper appreciation for each other. By not always being readily available, I encourage both my partner and me to cherish the time we share. It's a way to keep the relationship dynamic as we're not taking each other's presence for granted. When I'm intentional with my attention, I'm creating a relationship where both of us feel valued, respected, and engaged, making the connection more vibrant and fulfilling. In essence, the scarcity of attention is about quality over quantity. It's about bringing a sense of intention and respect to the time I spend with my partner, ensuring that we're both present and truly engaged. This approach helps create a relationship that feels balanced and reciprocal, where each moment together is meaningful and the connection remains fresh and strong. By valuing my attention, I'm not only respecting myself, but also creating a dynamic where my partner feels truly valued and appreciated. 12. Pre-selection. Pre-selection is a concept that recognizes the social and psychological value of being desired by others, particularly in the context of attraction. It's the idea that when I am seen as valuable or desirable by others, it signals something appealing about me to potential partners. However, I approach pre-selection not as a game or strategy, but as a natural byproduct of living a life that's full, engaged, and socially active. When I surround myself with high-quality people and maintain healthy relationships, it shows that I am someone who is valued and respected by others, which in turn can make me more attractive to a partner. For me, pre-selection starts with building strong friendships and connections. I genuinely enjoy spending time with people who inspire me, challenge me, and bring out the best in me. These relationships, whether they're with friends, family, or colleagues, reflect a high level of social health and well-being. When my partner sees that I have these meaningful connections, it sends the message that I am someone who is valued by others, which can often be attractive. It's reassuring to know that the person you're with is well regarded and appreciated by those around them. Pre-selection also means being comfortable and confident around other women, even when there's no romantic intention. Having positive, respectful friendships with women not only enriches my life, but also shows that I know how to engage with and appreciate women in a non-romantic context. It demonstrates that I'm capable of meaningful, respectful interactions, which can make me more appealing as a partner. It also shows that I'm not someone who sees women purely in terms of romantic interest. Rather, I value them as individuals. This level of respect and comfort can be attractive because it shows that I understand and respect boundaries. Another aspect of pre-selection is self-respect and selective dating. I don't pursue relationships for the sake of it or lower my standards just to avoid being alone. By valuing myself and being selective about whom I invest my time and energy in, I'm showing that I respect both myself and the people I choose to be with. When I'm intentional about who I date and the connections I pursue, it signals to others that I value quality over quantity and that I'm not someone who settles easily. This discernment can be appealing because it suggests I'm someone worth earning, not someone who is readily available to everyone. Pre-selection for me also involves living a life that's interesting and full. When I am dedicated to my passions, goals, and personal growth, it naturally attracts people who share similar values. By leading a fulfilling life, I'm not only improving myself, but also becoming someone who is naturally attractive to others. This isn't about trying to impress anyone. It's about creating a life that's meaningful to me. When others see that I'm genuinely passionate and driven, it makes me more compelling as a person, which can spark curiosity and interest. I also believe that pre-selection is about respect and boundaries. When I'm in a relationship, I remain respectful of my partner and ensure that my interactions with others are appropriate. However, having friends or social interactions outside the relationship doesn't mean I am unfaithful or disloyal. Instead, it shows that I am capable of building and maintaining healthy relationships with a variety of people. This balance shows that I'm both committed to my partner and also a social individual who values connections with others. Maintaining this balance creates a healthy sense of independence and trust, which strengthens the relationship. In a relationship, pre-selection contributes to a dynamic where my partner knows they are with someone who is genuinely valued and appreciated by others. It brings a level of reassurance as my partner can see that I have a supportive social network and that I'm respected by those in my life. This doesn't mean I encourage jealousy. Rather, it's about creating a healthy social balance where I'm someone who is respected and valued by people beyond my partner. It shows that I'm a well-rounded person with strong connections, which ultimately makes the relationship more balanced and grounded. Ultimately, pre-selection is about creating a life that's rich, meaningful, and socially healthy. It's about being intentional with the people I surround myself with and building connections that reflect my values. By nurturing a full social life, respecting boundaries, and maintaining a strong sense of self-worth, I'm naturally creating an aura of value and respect. This not only makes me a more appealing partner, but also fosters a relationship dynamic based on mutual admiration and genuine attraction. In essence, pre-selection isn't about putting on a show or trying to appear desirable. It's about living in a way that brings out my best qualities, showing my partner that I am someone who is valued by others and who values myself. When I'm surrounded by positive, healthy relationships, I'm not only enriching my own life, but also creating a partnership that's supported by a strong social foundation. This approach to pre-selection helps build a relationship where both partners feel valued, secure, and truly connected. 13. Authenticity. Authenticity to me is the cornerstone of a meaningful and fulfilling life. It's about embracing who I truly am, living in alignment with my values, and presenting my genuine self in all situations, especially in relationships. I've come to believe that authenticity is one of the most attractive qualities anyone can bring to a relationship. When I'm authentic, I'm not putting on an act, hiding behind a facade, or trying to impress anyone with something I'm not. Instead, I'm fully comfortable in my own skin, which allows me to connect with others on a deeper, more honest level. Being authentic starts with self-awareness. I spend time understanding my values, goals, and priorities, and I make sure my actions reflect them. It's easy to get caught up in trying to be what others expect, but I know that ultimately it's not sustainable. I want my partner to know the real me, not a version tailored to please or impress. By embracing my true self, I'm setting a foundation of honesty and trust, where my partner can feel they're getting to know the person I am, not a curated image. Authenticity also means embracing my imperfections. I've learned that being authentic isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. I don't feel the need to hide my flaws or weaknesses, nor do I pretend to have it all figured out. When I'm open about my struggles, fears, and areas where I'm still growing, it creates a space where my partner feels comfortable sharing their vulnerabilities as well. This mutual openness leads to a deeper level of intimacy and connection because we're both free to be our true selves without the pressure of meeting unrealistic standards. Living authentically also means that I'm consistent. I strive to be the same person in private that I am in public, and I don't change my values or behavior based on who I'm around. This consistency builds trust in my relationships because my partner knows that what they see is what they get. I'm not pretending to be someone I'm not, and that stability allows them to feel secure. I believe that authenticity creates a steady foundation, as there's no fear of hidden motives or sudden shifts in personality. It's a kind of reliability that goes beyond words. It's a way of living. Authenticity encourages deeper and more honest communication. When I'm being my true self, I can communicate more openly and clearly because I'm not filtering my thoughts to fit an image. I'm able to express my needs, desires, and boundaries honestly, which prevents misunderstandings and builds a stronger, healthier relationship. I believe that a relationship rooted in authenticity is one where both partners feel free to share their thoughts and feelings without judgment or fear. It's about creating an environment where we both feel heard, respected, and understood. Another aspect of authenticity is having the courage to stand by my beliefs, even if they're unpopular. I'm not afraid to disagree or hold a different viewpoint, as long as it aligns with my values. I know that being authentic sometimes means going against the crowd, but I'm committed to living in a way that feels true to me. In relationships, this integrity is crucial, as it shows that I won't compromise my core values just to gain approval. It creates a level of respect between me and my partner, as we both know that we're each standing on solid ground. Being authentic also allows me to appreciate others' authenticity. I value relationships where my partner feels free to be themselves, flaws and all. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for someone who is genuine, open, and self-aware. By embracing my own authenticity, I create a space where my partner can do the same. This mutual acceptance allows us both to grow and evolve together, knowing that we're appreciated for who we truly are, not for an idealized version of ourselves. Ultimately, authenticity leads to a relationship that feels freeing and fulfilling. When I'm my true self, I'm not burdened by the pressure to constantly impress or conform. I'm able to be vulnerable, honest, and open, creating a connection that feels deeply satisfying and real. I believe that when both partners bring their authentic selves to a relationship, it creates a foundation of mutual respect, trust, and genuine affection. There's a depth to the relationship that goes beyond superficial attraction, as it's rooted in true understanding and acceptance. In essence, Authenticity is about honoring who I am and bringing that honesty into my relationships. It's a commitment to living with integrity and to building connections that are rich, meaningful, and based on a foundation of truth. By staying true to myself, I'm able to create relationships where both my partner and I feel valued, seen, and truly connected. Authenticity transforms relationships from a place of performance into a space of real, deep, and lasting connection. 14. Charismatic leadership. Charismatic leadership, to me, is about leading with confidence, kindness, and an infectious sense of purpose. It's not about being overbearing or controlling. Rather, it's about bringing a positive influence into my relationships and inspiring those around me through my actions. I believe that charismatic leadership involves taking initiative, being decisive when necessary, and encouraging those I care about to grow alongside me. In relationships, this quality helps me create a strong, balanced connection where both my partner and I feel motivated, supported, and respected. One of the key aspects of charismatic leadership is confidence. I aim to make decisions with clarity and assurance, particularly in situations where guidance is needed. For example, when planning dates, trips, or even daily routines, I like to take the initiative to suggest ideas and make choices that create a fulfilling experience for both of us. This doesn't mean I ignore my partner's preferences or opinions. Rather, I value and incorporate them. However, by showing confidence and a willingness to take the lead, I bring a sense of direction and excitement to the relationship, which can make us both feel more engaged and connected. Being a charismatic leader also means knowing when to listen and empower my partner. Leadership is not about taking control, but rather about creating an environment where both of us can thrive. I strive to be receptive to my partner's ideas, goals, and aspirations, supporting them wholeheartedly. I encourage my partner to pursue their dreams and interests and provide a listening ear when they need it. When I can offer support and cheer them on, it creates a partnership dynamic where we're both growing and achieving our goals, together and as individuals. Leadership in relationships is a shared journey, where both people feel uplifted by each other. Another component of charismatic leadership is being able to handle challenges with grace. Life isn't always smooth, and relationships inevitably face difficulties. I believe that true leadership is shown in how I respond to these challenges. Instead of panicking or avoiding problems, I try to approach them calmly and focus on finding solutions. By remaining grounded and clear-headed, I offer stability to my partner and show that we can face difficulties as a team. This resilience inspires trust, as my partner knows they can count on me to handle tough times with a steady hand and a positive outlook. Charismatic leadership also involves making others feel valued and appreciated. In relationships, I believe it's important to genuinely recognize my partner's contributions and qualities. I want to create an environment where my partner feels seen, heard, and respected. Whether it's by expressing gratitude for the little things they do, complimenting their strengths, or acknowledging their efforts, I show my appreciation openly. This type of encouragement is at the heart of charismatic leadership. It's about making those around you feel confident, inspired, and valued, which brings out the best in them and strengthens the connection. Part of being a charismatic leader is taking responsibility. I hold myself accountable for my actions, decisions, and emotions. When I make a mistake, I own up to it, rather than shifting blame or avoiding it. This accountability shows my partner that I'm trustworthy and willing to learn and grow. By being responsible for myself, I set a standard of integrity and respect, which I believe is essential for any healthy relationship. Taking responsibility also means being proactive in addressing issues before they escalate, showing my partner that I'm committed to maintaining a positive and open dynamic. Charismatic leadership doesn't require that I always be in the spotlight or make every decision. Rather, it's about fostering an environment of mutual respect, open communication, and shared growth. I want to inspire confidence and curiosity in my partner, so we both feel encouraged to take risks, try new things, and explore life together. Whether it's by planning a surprise, supporting them through a challenging time, or simply being a strong, positive presence in their life, I aim to bring a sense of joy, motivation, and energy to our relationship. Ultimately, charismatic leadership in relationships is about creating a balance where both partners feel supported, respected, and uplifted. It's a way of bringing energy, resilience, and warmth into the relationship, inspiring each other to grow and become better versions of ourselves. I see charismatic leadership as a quality that strengthens the bond between us, making the relationship feel dynamic, exciting, and meaningful. When I lead with kindness, confidence, and openness, I'm not only enriching my own life, but also creating a relationship where both of us feel valued and empowered. In essence, charismatic leadership is about being a positive force in my partner's life, someone who inspires, supports, and uplifts. It's about taking initiative with respect and integrity, being present and encouraging, and approaching challenges with resilience and grace. By embracing this quality, I strive to build a relationship that's not only grounded in trust and respect, but also infused with a shared sense of purpose and joy. This approach to leadership creates a foundation where both of us can thrive, individually and together, as we navigate life hand in hand. 15. Passionate interests. Passionate interests bring a unique depth and vibrancy to my life, and they are something I consider essential not only for personal fulfillment, but also for creating a dynamic, inspiring relationship. When I'm genuinely passionate about something, whether it's a hobby, a skill, a career goal, or a personal project, it shows that I'm engaged with life, constantly learning and striving for more. This drive adds dimension to who I am, which can be incredibly attractive to a partner. Passion isn't just about having interests. It's about the energy, enthusiasm, and commitment that I bring to the things that matter to me. For me, pursuing my passions is a way to stay grounded and fulfilled. When I'm actively engaged in something I care about, it gives me a sense of purpose and excitement. I wake up feeling energized, knowing that I'm working towards something meaningful. This enthusiasm naturally spills over into other areas of my life, including my relationships. I found that having passions makes me a more interesting and engaged partner, as I'm not solely focused on the relationship for fulfillment. Instead, I bring my own joy, inspiration, and stories to share, which adds richness to our connection. Having passionate interests also helps me maintain a healthy balance between my relationship and personal life. I believe that a relationship thrives when both partners have space to pursue their individual goals and dreams. By dedicating time to my passions, I'm not only investing in my personal growth, but also giving my partner the freedom to explore their own interests. This balance prevents codependency and keeps the relationship fresh, as we both have our own lives to bring back to the relationship. When we come together, we have new experiences, insights, and growth to share, which makes our connection stronger. My passions are a source of resilience and self-confidence. When I commit to a goal and work towards it, even through setbacks, I build a stronger sense of self-worth. I know that my value isn't tied to anyone else. It comes from within, from the things I achieve and the joy I find in my pursuits. This inner strength and confidence make me a more balanced partner, as I'm not seeking validation solely from the relationship. Instead, I feel secure and fulfilled, which allows me to contribute positively to the partnership without relying on it for my happiness. Sharing my passions with my partner also opens up opportunities for connection. I love introducing them to the things I care about, whether it's a new hobby, a favorite book, or an exciting project I'm working on. This sharing allows us to explore each other's worlds and learn more about what drives and inspires us. I'm equally interested in learning about my partner's passions and supporting them in their pursuits. By taking an active interest in each other's hobbies and goals, we build a relationship that's enriched with shared experiences and mutual support. Moreover, my passionate interests push me to constantly grow and evolve. They challenge me, stretch my abilities, and keep me curious about the world. I believe that when I'm dedicated to personal growth, I bring new perspectives and fresh energy into the relationship. I want to be with someone who sees my dedication to self-improvement as a strength and who is inspired to pursue their own growth as well. When both partners are committed to bettering themselves, it creates a dynamic where we're continuously learning, adapting and evolving together, which keeps the relationship alive and exciting. Another important aspect of having passionate interests is the sense of independence it fosters. I'm not defined by my relationship. I have my own identity, goals, and purpose outside of it. This independence is attractive because it shows that I'm a whole person on my own, and I'm not looking for someone to complete me. I want a relationship where both of us feel complete as individuals and come together to create something even greater. My passions help me maintain this sense of wholeness, allowing me to bring my best self to the relationship and inspiring my partner to do the same. Ultimately, passionate interests give me a sense of direction and fulfillment that goes beyond the relationship itself. They make me a more grounded, resilient, and engaging partner, and they allow me to contribute positively to the relationship without expecting it to fulfill all my needs. By having my own interests, I'm able to keep the relationship balanced and dynamic, creating a partnership where both of us feel free to explore and grow. In essence, passionate interests are more than just hobbies or goals. They are an essential part of who I am. They fuel my growth, bring joy to my life, and make me a more self-assured, fulfilled, and engaging partner. By living with passion and purpose, I create a relationship where both of us feel inspired and supported. This approach to life and love fosters a connection that's rich, balanced, and full of genuine excitement, as we both bring our unique energies and dreams into a shared journey.